G'day and welcome to the Bold and Deadly special episode. This episode, of course, being part of the Bold and Deadly collaboration created by Campbell from Kiwi Gi Customs and Collections, where for the month of March we're putting the spotlight on the follicularly challenged G.I. Joes. Now, as a man with long and luscious locks, the plight of the bald G.I. Joe was not something I'd given much thought to, so I had to think long and hard about my contribution to this collaboration. Then I realised that this is the perfect opportunity to kick off a new series of customs I've been thinking about for ages now. G.I. Joe is known for its many different sub-teams and sublines such as Slaughter's Marauders, Ninja Force, Sky Patrol, etc. But now you can forget Tiger Force, forget Night Force, prepare yourself for Nice Force. Yes, a simple slip of the tongue while trying to say the word Night Force amused me so much that my brain ran away with the idea, and here we are. Now, originally I was going to kickstart Nice Force with these ratty old figures. The idea being that these figures look like they were customized by some kid long ago. I thought it would be nice to strip them down and repaint them as closely to those customs as I can. However, it's Bald and Deadly month and none of these figures are bald. But you know who is bald? Our good mate Cambo from Kiwi Gi Customs. So, much like my other custom series, Masters of the Wild West, Nice Force is an opportunity to make custom figures based on my friends. Not only is Kiwi a good mate, he's a fellow toy fixer and customizer. He's made many custom G.I. Joes for himself and many for other people, including me. Seriously, how freaking cool is little RetroTinker? So yeah, I can think of no better Bald and Deadly candidate to launch Nice Force than Cambo. Now, when I first started thinking about how I was going to start this project, I happened to look at my Joe shelf and saw Roadblock staring back at me. Now, Roadblock might have a little more melanin than our mate Cambo, but I think this is going to be a good start for a Cambo custom. I'm going to make a silicon mold of Roadblock's head and cast a copy in resin, and then we can alter it however we need from there. But enough talking, let's get to work. Looks pretty good. There's a few little air bubbles because I forgot to powder my mold, which I always do. So I might powder it again, and yeah, we'll see how the second one goes. Well, I couldn't find my talc, but I had a second go, and this one's worked out a little bit better. Still has some pinholes, but I'll just fill those and sand them up as I go. So yeah, now we can get to customizing this, making it a little more Cambo. Alright, I've got some milliput here, and we're going to sculpt a bit more of Cambo's beard, and also we're going to give him some glasses. Shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. Wish me luck. started doing the beard, but I realized I should probably do the glasses before I get too carried away there, because I'll be gluing some of this beading wire on as the frames for the glasses. I think that's probably my best bet at getting something reasonable looking. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Those glasses were a pain in the neck. That is the fiddliest thing I've ever done. But yeah, it's looking alright. I'm pretty happy with how the beard went. The glasses, they're a little bit rough and ready, but they're not too bad. I've put a bit of Milliput on the head that I'll sand most of that off later. That's just filling in some of those little air bubbles that were in the top of his head. But yeah, I'm pretty damn happy with that. I'm just going to have to leave this to set now. Yeah, we'll come back later and do a little bit more tidying up, and then I'm going to use this and make another mold, and we'll cast another Cambo in resin. So yeah, I'll see you soon. And we're back. The Milliput's all nice and set now. So yeah, we'll give him a bit of a sand up. And I've also found that you can burnish Milliput a little with one of these metal ball tools. Yeah, the material seems to be just soft enough that you can polish it a little bit, smooth out some of the details. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright, I think he's looking good enough to make a mold. Yeah, that's alright. It looks like the mold has bubbles right in his dang eyes. Hopefully I can remove those bits of plastic and it'll still be fine enough underneath. We'll see how we go. I may have to remake the mold yet. We'll see. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that's quite going to be salvageable, so yeah, I'll have to have another go. Haha! Success! This time I coated the head with silicone, tried poking it in all of its little crevices and creases before submerging it in the silicone resin, and yeah, it worked heaps better. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that's looking. A couple of small pinholes to fill in. I'll just do that with some super glue and baking soda. But yeah, I'll get those patched up and then it's time for paint. Alright, that is now ready for paint. We're going to put this aside for the time being so we can get to work on his body. I'm going to be using this core figure who seems to be suffering from his own case of male pattern baldness, but he does need a few small repairs. His thumb is snapped off here and he has a small crack on his arm joint there. We'll get him patched up and then we'll paint everything at the same time. But before we do any of that, I need to make sure the new head's actually going to fit in here or if it needs to be modified in some way. Yeah, so let's find out. Yeah, that fits all right. It looks like I might have to shave a tiny bit out of the neck, but I think I can do that after it's painted. This is that first dud casting, so it might still have a little bit of junk on it. So, but yeah, it's going to look pretty good, I reckon. I like the look of that. Now we're going to repaint the whole body in Cambo's color scheme. I'm thinking grey torso and legs with a blue undershirt, and the belt and the strap across his chest, I'll paint those red, I think, and it'll match the colours of his logo. I think at the end of the day, it'll look pretty good. So yeah, let's strip this figure down, fix the issues with this arm, and then give it all a light sand up. Yeah, we'll get painting. Ooh, yummy. It's got some nasty stuff inside. This guy's definitely been buried in a sand pit at some stage. So many of these O-ring figures tell a story once you open them up. Yeah, that would be why this figure is so badly sun damaged. Anyway, let's keep going. I don't think that looks too bad. Nice quick fix. So now we'll give everything a bit of a clean up, get all this sand and everything out of all the pieces. Yeah, and then we can go paint. Happy days. Alright, I'm going to take these outside and give them a quick coat of plastic primer. I'm not going to film that part because the primer just comes out clear anyway. It'll all look the same. And once the primer's set, we can start painting the colours on. I've got this grey and blue for the clothing, and I've got this here that should hopefully be just a fairly neutral skin tone. I've never used it before, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's go paint. Alrighty, that's the airbrushing done and everything looks pretty good. The skin tone is a little bit on the orange side. Definitely darkened up a bit as it dried. I don't know, I might paint it up and see how it looks at the end. Worst case, I strip the paint off and do it again. But for now, I'm curious to see how it's going to look. So let's start with the brushwork. Alright, everything's painted about as good as I can. So now I'm just going to go back outside and give everything a coat of clear satin varnish. That'll just help protect the paint a bit. And once it's all dry, I can put him back together. Alright, everything is painted and varnished. So let's put him back together. I've got a nice new O-ring, some nice fresh screws. Hopefully I can get him back together without knocking too much paint off. Wish me luck. Oh, there he is. What do you reckon? I think he looks pretty good. Looks like a nice brand spanking new figure. I do have to do a slight modification, as I noticed earlier, and it would have been smart to do before I painted it, is I do have to shave a little bit out of the ball joint on his neck, just so I can get this torso to clamp up properly, and then his arms should be nice and posable instead of flopping around. But other than that, he looks so good. Just gonna get my craft knife and shave a bit off that that ball joint, and yeah, I think it should be good. Yeah, that's heaps better. You can still articulate his head up and down. Not much left or right, but a little bit. Yeah, no, I'm very happy with this. Alright, well now that's the main part done, but I do want to make him an accessory. I know that in real life Cambo is a welder, so I'm going to make him a little portable welding kit. Something he can cart around while he's fixing vehicles here, there and everywhere. In my bag of G.I. Joe parts, I've got this backpack accessory here. And I thought, well, that kind of looks like a cool power plant of some sort, so he's going to have that. I'm going to make him a little stick welder with a cable that goes back to the power supply. Alright, so this should be pretty simple. I've just dug through my scrap plastic straw. This is just a piece of an old cotton tip that it does fit pretty nicely in this hand. So that's going to be the handle. I've got a wire that will come out of the handle and back to the backpack. It's just a little piece of aluminium wire that's going to be the electrode. This is just a bit of empty casing from a wire that just happens to fit over the top of of this plastic here, so I can add a little bit of detail to it. Yeah, let's get to work. And there he is. I couldn't be happier with how this turned out. I think he looks fantastic. Cambo mate, I hope you like the figure. So all G.I. Joes basically came with a file card. So in the spirit of that, I have prepared one for Kiwi. Codename Kiwi. File name Cambo Rule. Primary military specialty Combat Engineer. Birthplace New Zealand. Kiwi is one of G.I. Joe's top engineers. Known for his friendly demeanor and his wealth of mechanical expertise, Kiwi is usually the first port of call for any Joe with a vehicle in need of repair. From Vamps to Sky Strikers, Kiwi will have you patched up and back in the action in no time. There's nothing he can't fix. As a member of Nice Force, Kiwi spends much of his spare time volunteering in low-income neighborhoods, utilizing his skills to build parks and playgrounds for the communities to enjoy. As a kid, Kiwi was often considered too nice to play competitive sports. When he joined the rugby team, he would often just hand the ball over to the other team because he figured they wanted it more than he did. Even today, he's been seen helping wounded Cobra troopers up off the ground with a friendly smile and a "good game, bro." This was a really fun project. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Kiwi mate, once again, I hope you like the figure, and thank you for including me in this bold and deadly collaboration. Yeah, I had a blast. And to all of you watching, thank you for coming on this journey with me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you do check out the other bold and deadly collaborators. I'll put a link in the description. As usual, a massive thank you to my Patreon supporters. I truly do appreciate the support, so thank you so much. If you'd like to support the channel directly and join the Patreon, the link will be in the description. Again, thanks for watching this special episode, and I hope I see you in the next one.